In this video, I will show you 5 tips and tricks that you can apply to your game. If you enjoy this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe so that you get notified in the future about videos like these. Tip number 1. Leveling up your character. This is a gacha game, and just like any other gacha game, your main goal is to level up as fast as possible, so that you can also unlock new adventures, new game modes that will also provide more power to your Pokémon. With that said, if you want to increase the EXP of your character, there are 2 main ways of doing so. First one is with missions. The main missions will provide you with the biggest EXP possible, but then they also have a limit. It will get to a point where you need a specific level to progress with the mission. And still about missions, there's also the daily missions, which you should always try to complete as much as you can. These daily missions will also provide you with the EXP, and this EXP icon that you see over here, well, is the EXP that goes to your character. The other way of getting EXP besides the missions is to actually spend energy. There's only one way of spending energy, which is mostly through the adventure. So you are going to blitz a map that will specifically get you items that you need for your Pokémon. So for example, imagine that I want to build this Aerodactyl. I don't have any of these cards to rank up my Aerodactyl, so I am going to blitz one map that actually specifically drops the item that I need. And by spending energy on blitzing this map, it actually rewards me with EXP exactly the amount of energy that I spent. So remember, maybe every day you want to buy as much energy as you can, because yes, you can also buy energy yourself, and you can spend this energy on getting more EXP for your character and getting more items for your Pokemon. Not just that, you can also get EXP over here on the benefits. There are specific times of the day where you can claim free energy, but don't worry, if you miss it, you just have to spend 20 diamonds and you can claim it again. Also keep an eye on all the events that are going on over here, because some of these events might actually provide you energy as well. And since we are speaking about energy, let's go to tip number 2, keeping your friends list clean. It is very normal that some players might try the game at the same time as you and they stop playing first than you, and then you will have a friend list full of players that last played like 20 days ago or more. Technically, these players are useless to have on your friends list. The limit of your friends is 50, and you can just invite and accept whoever you want. You can invite all. As you can see, I'm adding all of these players. They will probably accept my friend request, and the purpose of having players over here on the friends list is so that we can claim and send energy to each other. You can total, as you can see over here, total amount of claims today, 8 out of 10. This is because all of the friends that I have over here, they don't play anymore, so they don't send energy. So it's always important, if you see a player like this, that last login 24 days ago, you don't need them in your friends list. Just click on that guy, delete as a friend, and actually search for players that are still playing the game so that you can claim a little bit more energy every day. So always keep your friends lists updated so that you can only have friends that are still playing the game. Tip number 3. Don't power up too many Pokemon at the same time. Along your journey, you will notice that the challenges will get harder and harder, and if you have all of your power distributed by your team, all of your team together is weak. So I advise you that you only power up 1 or 2 big Pokemons along your journey. And of course, along the time, you will be deciding when will you want to add a new Pokemon to your team. The main benefit of having only 1 or 2 strong Pokemon is that, well, if you just distribute multiple things across your team will just be much weaker. While if you just have like 1 or 2 big Pokemon in your team, you will be able to just complete other different challenges across your game much easier. For example, let's just take this battle into situation. As you can see, I am over here fighting against level 67 Pokemon. If I had distributed the power on my team equally, I would be way too weak to complete this challenge or to actually win this battle. But since I have it mostly on just 2 teams, I am able to actually sweep in and actually win these battles with, well, just 2 Pokemon. It's just Tyranitar and Raikou. They are the strongest 2 in my teams right now, and with those 2, I can clean a lot of challenges very easily. Oh, and if you were looking at the level of the other Pokemon that I have over here in my team, look at the power level. It's not even compared to what I have as a main Pokemon right now. Right now, I have like 2 main Pokemon, and I have 1 intermediary that I'm slowly building. Now, let's go to tip number 4, which is resetting Pokemon. There's a function in the game over here. If we go to the research and we go to the reset, we basically can reset 1 Pokemon, and it gives us mostly all of the investments that we invested on this Pokemon, even returns the sandbags that we invested. As you can see over here, resetting costs diamonds, but this is not always true. It only costs diamonds from a level 50. If your Pokemon is not yet level 50, resetting is actually free, so it's a powerful tool to use in your early game. And honestly, even if you are already above level 50, 90 diamonds for resetting a Pokemon is just very cheap. But now, I want you guys to pay close attention because I want to inform you a very important thing about resetting Pokemon. So I just completely resetted my Suicune. When you reset a Pokemon, you get all of the EXP back. You also get all of the rank up cards back. You also get all of the star up items back, and all of the hyper training, all of the sandbags that you spent on that Pokemon, you also get them back. There are multiple things that you don't get back though. If you spent anything to evolve this Pokemon, well, you will not get that back. If you also spent some EVs on this Pokemon as well, the only way that you can get those EVs back is by coming over here. So we are on the Endeavor values, it's the EVs that I'm talking about. We go over here on this reset button and we have to spend 300 diamonds to get all of the EVs back. Also keep in mind, the resources you spend on the friendship, you cannot get this back. Oh, and still over here on the individual values, you cannot get these back either. But I would say the most important thing that you need to know about resetting Pokemon is that all of these resources over here are different for each type of Pokemon. Allow me to explain. I just resetted Suicune, right? And I got a lot of resources back. All of the rank up cards were sent back to me. They are in my bag. All the star up items are also in my bag. Now imagine with these reset resources, I want to invest on a new Pokemon. Palossand, for example. Palossand is a Pokemon that is Ghost and Ground. It's a different type of Suicune. Let's go, for example, to... It happens more specifically on the rank up. So I believe we can just go to the rank up and we see how far can we actually get this rank up. Technically, if everything is working as it should, it gets to a point where you cannot rank up more unless this ground type actually fits perfectly, but it does not fit perfectly. Now, my Suicune, before I reset it, my Suicune went to +4, I believe, or even further. All the cards that I needed to level up Suicune to the next level were purple, and as you can see over here, I have 2 blue cards. This means that all the resources that I got back from Suicune cannot be used on Palossand, for example. I'm just going to reset Palossand really quick to show you guys something then. What happens is, because Palossand had a different typing, he could not use exactly all the same resources as Suicune. He could use some of them, but not all of them. But now, if I get myself a Wartortle and I start powering up a Wartortle, Wartortle is a pure water type. It does not need to be a pure water type, as long as the Pokemon has the water type as a type 1. Let's go back into the game. As I was saying, as long as Wartortle or the Pokemon has the same type 1, it will inherit exactly all the resources that the previous Pokemon have. Now, on Suicune, I was exactly over here. I was on my way to Orange with around 25 cards over here. I had like the attack at 13, yes. It's exactly all the same resources that I had on Suicune, they are now available to use on Wartortle. This should not only apply to the rank up as well, it also applies to the star up. So let me try and speed run this over here. Hopefully it does not crash again. Now, what I want to say is that yes, exactly, this Pokemon will use exactly the same resources as Suicune because, well, it shared the same type as Suicune. It shared exactly the same type 1. As you can see, it's exactly the resources that I got on Suicune. There's no more other resources that I had in my bag. All of this is coming from Suicune directly into Wartortle. So we can stop over here. What I want to say is, if you are planning to get a Pokemon in the future, for example, I actually started the game with a Wartortle, playing Wartortle as a main Pokemon, then I switched into Suicune, and my main goal is to finally get the resources from Suicune into an Ash Greninja. As you can see, what matters is the type 1 that this Pokemon has. So maybe this tip will help you out with your plans with the game, because this way, you will not waste resources on a random type Pokemon. If you are already planning to get a Pokemon in the future, like I was already planning on getting a Greninja in the future, I know that the Greninja is a water type as a main type, so it's okay for me to power up Suicune because then all the resources, and exactly all the resources from Suicune, can be used on Ash Greninja. And last but not least, sandbags. As you can understand, Suicune was like 30,000 power or something, while Wartortle is level 24. He's level 62, 24,000 power. I already got him all the rank ups, all the star ups, but hyper training, sandbags, this is one of the biggest and most important things of your Pokemon. So I can advise you to start getting sandbags as soon as possible if you want, because they are one of the main sources of power of your Pokemon. How can you get sandbags? There are multiple ways. One of the ways is actually catching Pokemon. And why am I saying that you should start as soon as possible? Because if you catch Pokemon, you can release this Pokemon. And as you can see over here, there's a total exchange limit. This is a daily limit for the green Pokemon and white Pokemon, so A tier and C tier. You have a limit of 10 Pokemon a day. So you should always just start catching now so that you can release it every day and you don't regret your decisions later. And since the B tier Pokemon are harder to get, because to get B tier Pokemon, you need to go and catch them at the safari. They give you better sandbags, yes, but they also have a bigger limit. You can just exchange much more, but you probably will almost never reach this limit every day. There are other ways of getting sandbags. Specifically, you have to pay attention to the events. There's also event of cumulative consumption, where you just spend diamonds and you are rewarded with some items. And these items, as I mentioned before in a previous video, you can basically just open them and select some sandbags if you need. Or even, of course, just, well, buying some of those sandbags directly. I almost forgot to mention the most obvious one, which is you go over here on the adventure and you unlock something called Trial Captain. On this trial is where you can actually get sandbags according to the typing, and this is one of the reasons why I also said earlier that you should focus on getting like 1 or 2 strong Pokemons, because then you have challenges like these. Over here, only if you go to the Hell difficulty is when you can actually get the best of the sandbags. So once your Pokemon is strong enough and you manage to complete all the 5 stages, you can basically just blitz over here every day and you can get the rare sandbags. Those are the main ways of getting those sandbags, so you just have to keep an eye on the events. This was it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys on the next video.